All right, the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq 100 again on the day. We can see that we're continuing to hold that key level. The level we've been mentioning all week, 19.95, and we anticipated a little bit of consolidation around this area if you were to break above it. But I will say, as we move into tomorrow, it's looking more and more likely that you want to get continuation and break out to the upside and ultimately test new highs. Because again, Nasdaq looks very strong. Every single dip is being met by buyers at our key levels over and over again. Now, again, this is where things get even crazier because we would like the 2-hour chart a little bit higher time frame. Again, we can see the structure, how you're getting the break and the retest, exactly what we want to see, and you're pushing back up, right? Fantastic. We're seeing Dow move back in tangent as well, bouncing back to the upside, hit our resistance. Again, we mentioned this one yesterday, and you're trying to get back over that level. Get back over there, you look fine. We go into ES as well. Again, it's a lot of what we assumed, right? You held your support, you're just consolidating, right? Now, what's happening tomorrow that's so big and important? Again, as we go into our data here as well, really quick. This is over at Moomoo, just so you can see. We go down to our calendar list. And if you don't know how to use this, you go down to your news calendar, go to news, go over to headlines, and then you go to calendar right there. Just make it for today. Then you go down to core PCE. So you have 2 month over month, year over year. Now we look at month over month, you can see that we basically have been like just trending overall. You saw that bounce back where inflation started to get stickier back in February, but ultimately coming back down. And consensus right now is that we're going to continue on the lower path, right? Very important. We go to year over year as well, and you can still see that we're moving in that overall direction back towards the downside, just expecting to stay in this overall range of flat to even dropping more, which is ultimately what we want. But what I will say is when I go back and look at the market, I think you need to just be very careful. And I've been saying this all week, is just be careful into Friday, because what do we know? If PC comes out good, lower than expected, we know for a fact we're going to get that push. We know we're going to push all-time highs, most likely on ES. Now, I highly doubt you're going to get all of your movement right at 7:30 before 8:30 and just go straight up and then be done for the day and then just consolidate and not be able to trade, right? That's probably not going to happen. More than likely, what continues to happen over and over and over again, everyone thinks there's never an opportunity to get back in, but there usually is. You break, you retest, and you get that continuation back towards the upside, right? So again, we want to see that continuation, want to see that retest, hopefully there on the S&P. Same thing for the Nasdaq, pushing back up, getting back above 2,270 is the level to be watching there as well. Now, again, further information of what we're seeing here across the board. You go into something like XLK. What, again, this is what I've been trying to say, is we got to be watching these ETFs and what's really happening here. Now, I will say XLK, the tech ETF, a better viewpoint of XLK, think of stocks like in the biggest holdings here, Google, Apple, Microsoft. Those are all very big holdings in this sector, right? You're trying to break out. If we look at those names, obviously those names have been going crazy. But again, XLK gets above 227.4. In my opinion, you're pushing all-time highs again, which is really good for names that I just mentioned. Microsoft, trying to break out. I mentioned yesterday too, the break and retest. And again, this morning, you ended up pushing into new highs, 456, and came back down. Awesome opportunity there. You know, Apple, what's happening there? You had a great push, right? From Wednesday into today. You pushed highs of almost 216. Looks great. That bull flag still playing out, still awesome. Stair stepping back up over 215. You guys already know if we hold that level, I'm anticipating all-time highs in a hurry. So again, this is all lines with PCE data. You know, we go into, what was the other one? Google, again, at all-time highs again. So these names are already moving. But once XLK starts to break out, you're going to see the volume just dump in even further. Now, we've looked at broad at the market, and I've been very clear about my expectations here. And as we look, you can see a lot of our sectors have been green on the day. We saw a few of the names in Dow get a little red on us, but again, it was the sector rotation we talked about. Money was flowing from tech into Dow, into industrials and healthcare, etc. Now money's flowing back into tech ahead of PCE, which is kind of anticipated. Now the only area that's really been red on, you know, the Nasdaq has been semiconductors. This has been the big question mark here, right here. Semiconductors, NVIDIA, AMD, Micron. Now that's the interesting point here when we go back is you had bad earnings. Like I'm not bad, but you had a poor reaction from Micron earnings, right? And NVIDIA didn't have the greatest day, but it just stayed sideways. AMD, you know, sideways action, bouncing back. AVGO, probably the weakest semiconductor, holding sideways, right? You know, tomorrow goes bad. AVGO is probably feeling that gap down to 1,500. But again, these are things we were looking at. ARM, you held 164. You pushed back into highs of 168, right? This is what you were looking for, right? This is what you were wanting, right? And so again, it's very important to understand this. If semiconductors get involved in this party, in my opinion too, it just further pushes all these names up and things will start to get wild again. We have to also remember Nasdaq, some of the biggest top 5 holdings in there are AVGO, Broadcom, and then obviously NVIDIA. So be thinking about this, where we're at, and ultimately what's going on here. Because again, that's what I'm looking at here in the market. Now again, I don't want to go too far and say X, Y, and Z has to happen tomorrow. But again, you can obviously the market is speculating a lot here. Okay. And again, the data is going to really move everything. So if you're not following on Twitter, I recommend doing so. This is my Twitter, just to let you know. The link is down below, Tyler Wilson 119. But also too, just to let you know, if you scroll down, I'll retweet it right now. This is our wait list. I'll have a link down below also. So if you're interested in getting into Discord, we usually open it on the 1st, which we will be doing this month also. But just to let you know, we'll have the wait list open so you can hopefully get in there immediately. Like you don't have to worry. A lot of people have been missing the entries. So again, the wait list is there if you want to take advantage. Do what you got to do there. So that's what we're looking at now. Now DXY, again, DXY has gotten a lot of strength, but I believe this has happened from more than just a risk-off mentality. We've seen the yen get absolutely destroyed. Other currencies as well. The dollar's just been moving good. We look over at yields, and this is where I think you get a better viewpoint of the market. Yields, again, getting rejected near the 200, holding near our key level 4.427. Again, PC comes out good. I expect a breakdown. We also need to understand what's happening here on PCE or with yields, right? You're clearly making lower highs, right? You're clearly making lower highs and lower lows on higher time frames, as you can see here. And you can see you're clearly have this little downtrend kind of forming out there, as well as the little channel operating now. So again, PC data comes out good, inflation continues down, and I anticipate this will start to tick down as well, which signifies more risk, a risk-on environment for the entire market as well. I also tweeted this out this morning as well, because I was being pretty, I want people to understand what I'm looking at, what I'm looking for. Right, Fed Bostic, we saw this is a welcome sign, and again, why PC is so important. Inflation is moving in the right direction. Interest rate cut likely by Q4. Again, this is the first. You're seeing the battle of no rate cuts, no rate cuts, rate cuts. So this is like the first time we're really getting a viewpoint from the Fed member saying that, hey, a rate cut is on the way. Right, especially if data continues. So again, that's what we're looking for here. So let's make sure that we understand exactly what we're looking for, right? So again, let's go into some equities that I'll be watching into tomorrow and the biggest things right now. Now, number one, let's go over Amazon. We talked about this one yesterday, mentioned it, obviously it was one of my favorite names. You pushed into basically 200 here on the day, and you're kind of bull flagging here near the end of the day on the 1 hour chart. I still think you look good. You want to push to 200 in my opinion. PC comes out well, you break 200 easily. Again, we go back into Moomoo. We look at some of these options here as well. Also, too, guys, if you're interested in Moomoo and how I'm trading and the broker I'm using, the link is down below. Make sure you check them out. I know TOS, everything's changing over there. Again, I try to provide you guys with the best tools that I use. They have a lot of education as well. So yeah, the link is down below if you're interested. Tap in. But also, we look at Amazon contracts. They're still great. Like, it's still worth mentioning. Like, if we look at the day here, on the day, highs on the day were around 545, 550 on these contracts. For the 200s, for January or June 19th, or July 19th, I'm sorry. So still good money to be made there. Almost a 25% move from where they're at right now back into 200. And I also believe if PC goes well, this thing moves even further. 205s are cheap. You can even go a little bit further dated if you wanted to. But again, Amazon's still a great name, and I do see the value in Amazon, like I mentioned, the Temu, and then what's happening with the chips. Great name overall, still a massive fan of Amazon. Apple, though, is kind of my dog here. It's my top dog in this race. If tomorrow goes well, I do believe Apple is making another all-time high push. I don't know if it's going to happen in a day, but I see it happening quick. The bull flag's incredible. You bounce right near 206, 207, above 215. Basically, I have you pushing into highs. Apple contracts, I think they're back to that area of affordability. I don't know how you couldn't be excited. I'm excited. I look at Apple. I think the August contracts, if you're looking for a more day trade opportunity, 540s. The 220s are at 540. Highs from today were at 610. Worth mentioning. That's still about a 17% move from where you're at. But also, you're looking for this thing to go back towards ultimately 200 to get you closer to about $9 a contract here as well. So again, I still see the value, has time on them. I let you capture that entire move. rather than just, you know, a day of it or a quick move, right? I still have a lot as well. I've been saying this for a while. You know, I traded small short-term positions. I take profits on those, but where I'm going to make a lot of my money is if Apple gets the big breakout on these 2025 contracts. So again, just being very transparent with my big trade there that's been taking place. I still think oil and energy is very interesting. I've been saying this for a while. If you don't follow me on Twitter, I think it's one of the best hedges out there as well. Again, Exxon trying to break out. You're getting above that key level, 114.8. Awesome level break happening right now. You want to see a break, a retest, a continuation into 119, 120. Again, XLE, one of the most interesting areas of the market. Again, even if you're not that bullish on the market, it's hard to not be bullish on oil right now and energy, especially with the debate happening tonight. But again, this is the daily chart going back to 2022 on XLE. It's ready to actually erupt. And again, we look at U.S. oil, what's happening there. Again, U.S. oil is becoming a problem. I think PCE, CPI, PPI in the next month could be an issue. In the short term, though, it's like, who cares? But yeah, so U.S. oil definitely looks like it wants to start getting a run, breaking the higher low trend. Looks very good. So these are the main opportunities that I'm looking out there right now. Those are my top plays right now. I think Exxon's probably the biggest play. If I'm looking at Exxon, I keep telling you guys, dated. Again, Exxon contracts dated contracts make the most sense on Exxon. January, again, these contracts move good, guys. I keep saying it. So, do your own research, do what you got to do, but these contracts move really, really, really good. So make sure you're watching those as well. Those are my favorite names in the market right now. Really quick, though, let me be transparently clear about the levels that I'm watching ahead of tomorrow on the S&P and what I'm watching specifically with Qs. If the S&P breaks above 548.5, 548.6, I have you pushing and testing all-time highs with ease, most likely breaking. If you get below the 544 area, it's indecision, kind of like a no trade. If you break below 542.5, I have you pushing down to 540. Under 540, yeah, it's going to get ugly. Qs, you get below 478.5, it's looking kind of ugly. You get below 474, you're getting killed, most likely down towards 467, 466. I will say, though, the major thing of importance here, guys, is if tomorrow, and hear this, is if you hear anything in the video today, tomorrow, I believe there's more downside opportunity than there is kind of upside potential. Right, I'm going to tell you that right now, because if data comes out bad tomorrow, I am telling you right now, the market is going to get hammered. So PC comes out high, all the rate cut talk is out the window. Okay, I'm just letting you know. Personal opinion, what I'm looking at. I don't think it's going to come out bad, but I'm prepared for that. That's why I've been staying pretty liquid other than my Apple and my Exxon positions overall. That's my personal opinion. I have a lot more trades coming out for you guys. Again, the wait list is down below if you guys are interested. Make sure you check it out. Again, the link should be down below. Follow on Twitter if you're not following on Twitter, guys, because, again, I'm trying to keep you guys as updated as possible. My favorite charts, everything I'm doing in the market. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Be safe, and good luck trading PCE.